Ali Baba, based on the original story from the Arabian Night, adapted by Rebecca Grizzles, illustrated by Anthony Lewis. A very long time ago, in the land of Persia, there lived a man named Ali Baba. Ali Baba was a hard worker and a kind person, but he was very poor. Every day he would go into the forest to cut wood so that he could sell it in the busy marketplace and support his wife and son. Despite all his efforts, Ali Baba's family never had enough money to buy the things they needed. Ali Baba's father had given some land, but it was not much, and it had been divided between Ali Baba and his brother, Qasim. Qasim was the wealthiest merchant in town, but unfortunately, he was also a greedy man who never offered to share his fortune with his brother. One day, Ali Baba was busy chopping wood in the forest when he heard a pounding sound in the distance. He could hardly believe his eyes when he saw a large group of horsemen galloping toward him, worried that they might be robbers. Ali Baba quickly took cover. He looked around for the nearest place to hide and spotted a giant tree that grew beside a towering wall of rock. Ali Baba could hear the sound of the horses coming closer and closer, so he climbed up into the branches of the tree without another look back. Ali Baba was scared, but he was also very curious. As soon as he was carefully perched in the tree, he peered down to look at what the horsemen were doing. Here's the horsemen, and here's Ali Baba, still smiling, and his donkey, and his Keda, and his wood. Picking through the tree limes, Ali Baba could see what the horsemen were headed straight for the wall of rock. Ali Baba did not know what to think. He cut wood in this part of the forest almost every day, but he had never seen anything like this. Soon the horses were stopped right in front of the wall of rock. Ali Baba reminded himself to be very quiet. Any small sound might give him away. As the men hopped off their horses, Ali Baba counted them. There were 40 men, and each carried a sack of gold. They must be robbers, thought Ali Baba. One of the 40 thieves walked to the front of the crowd and stood a few feet from the wall. He was a tall, strong man, and the other thieves seemed to respect him. They called him Captain, and immediately fell quiet when they saw him. As the captain turned to face the wall of rock, he said in a low voice, "Open sesame!" To Ali Baba's amazement, a door appeared in the wall of rock. and began to move. Before long, it swung open to reveal a cave. All 40 thieves grabbed their sacks of gold and walked into the cave. Ali Baba could not wait to come down from the tree and see the cave for himself, but he knew that he needed to be careful. He stayed as quiet as a mouse in the branches of the tree in case the thieves came out. There go 40 men and the captain. And there's Ali Baba, of course, staring at them. It was not long before the captain and his thieves exited the cave and jumped onto their horses. Ali Baba's curiosity was growing stronger and stronger by the minute. As soon as the thieves were far enough away, Ali Baba climbed down from the tree and stood in front of the wall of rock. It was hard to believe that a few moments earlier 40 thieves had walked inside. A bit nervously, Ali Baba whispered the magic words, "Open sesame!" As quick as lightning, a door miraculously appeared and opened wide enough for a grown man to enter. Ali Baba appeared inside the rock cave, but he could not see into the darkness. After a few moments, he gathered all his courage and walked inside the cave to his delight. Instead of a gloomy cave, there was a marvelous lighted chamber filled to the brim with jewels. He could hardly believe his luck. His days up as a poor woodcutter were over at last. Ali Baba quickly grabbed as many sacks of gold as his donkey could carry and headed back to the town to show his family their new treasure. He imagined how happy his wife would be when he told her that they would never again have to worry about having enough food or warm clothes. But Ali Baba walked back to town. He did not know that his greedy brother Qasim had spotted him carrying the treasure. There's all the gold, and of course Ali Baba's staring at all of the gold because it's so beautiful. And of course the golden donkey. When Ali Baba woke the next morning, it seemed just like any ordinary day until he remembered his amazing discovery. His wife and his son had been overjoyed to see the treasure. Ali Baba could not help but smile at the sight of their happy faces. It was still very early when Ali Baba heard a loud knock on his front door. When he opened it, he saw his brother Qasim staring at him angrily. "It's no use trying to keep a secret from me, declared Cousin. Ali Baba was very confused when he told his brother that he did not understand. Cousin revealed that he had seen Ali Baba carrying his treasure home and demanded to know where he had found such riches. With a clear conscience, Ali Baba told his brother the whole story and even offered him an equal share of the treasure if he agreed to keep the secret. This did not satisfy a selfish man like Cousin. You must tell me exactly where the treasure is, or I will turn you into the authorities. He shouted. Authorities! He shouted. Ali Baba was not afraid of his brother's threats, but he was a generous man and told his brother everything. Out of pure good nature, he warned Cousin to be careful of the 40 thieves, but his brother ran out the door as soon as he learned the location of the cave. Ali Baba could only hope that Cousin would not tell anyone else about the treasure. There he is, telling Cousin about the rock. And of course, Cousin is mad at Ali Baba. And Ali Baba is showing Cousin the gold.